My name is Rick Mark. I'm the CEO and Chairman of VMS Ventures in North American Nickel. VMS is a company looking for copper deposits in Manitoba. That's where we started, and we were fortunate enough in '07 to make the discovery of what's called the Reed Copper Project near Snow Lake, Manitoba.
I understand you're going to be a miner coming this year. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, it's very exciting. We managed to make this discovery in 2007 in a very exciting time in a very strong bull market. Raised a good deal of money at the time because of the attention our high-grade copper got. And we were fortunate enough to get a deal done with Hudbay Minerals, who are the producer in our area in northern Manitoba. They've been there 80 years. They are the known strong man in the area, and they are actually the operator of what's going to be a mine this year. So we expect the Reed Copper Project to be in production by the end of this year.
What does a project like that do for your company? What does it allow you to do?
Well, it really started with the discovery. That's what the first goal of all the juniors is. We had the beautiful spike in our stock straight up, traded hundreds of millions of shares. The world knew about the high-grade copper we discovered. Then the long slog to getting a deal done. Now, the nice thing about our deal with Hudbay is that they, as I mentioned, they are the people we're going to work with on a deposit of 3 million tons or so in our area. We ended up doing a very fine deal from the point of view of VMS shareholders. We own 30%, but we are carried to production, so there is no expenditure required by VMS. We'll pay back money out of the early revenues to Hudbay, and then we'll share the revenues 30-70. And fairly quickly, Michael, 2007 discovery, 2013 production. In mining time, that's darn good.
You have some interest right now in a project in Greenland. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, it's something our shareholders, I think, need to be informed of again and again. We own 25%, that is VMS Ventures owns 25% of a company called North American Nickel. The symbol on that is NAN. And we've come into a remarkable project in an area called Manitoba, Greenland. Now, everybody thinks Greenland's icebound and the big ice caps up there. We actually are on the southwest coast of Greenland. It's very moderate, -10 to +10. There is no ice 12 months a year. And we have a land package the size of the Sudbury Nickel Camp in Ontario. And we're looking for another nickel camp. We have 75 kilometers worth of nickel showings. We've owned the project now for almost 2 years. Our initial drill program was last year. We put out some very good results in December. And in 2013, we're going to be likely spending in the neighborhood of $6 million up there. Lots of drilling, lots of opportunity. And one other thing I'll add about that is that a group called the Sentient Group, a $1 billion fund, owns 25% of North American Nickel as well. We're very proud of that in terms of having the project recognized by these guys. They have tremendous experience, obviously looking around the world for opportunities. So I really encourage the VMS shareholders to make sure they understand what 25% of that project means. The upside is incredible.
We're at PDAC right now in Toronto. You've obviously been meeting with shareholders, and you've been meeting with other mining companies right now. What is the mood right now for juniors and explorers?
Well, I have to admit it's brutal. I mean, it's a very tough time. We had our annual wine and cheese here, which we do so that our Toronto area shareholders can come and meet us and either pat us on the back or give us a bad time. And I had a number of people saying, "You guys are doing great. You're staying the same." And our stock prices are kind of flat. And of course, we're frustrated that we're not showing our shareholders a stock price gain, but I think it reflects what kind of market it is when they're complimenting us that we're not going down. Now, our advantage is that we're funded, and with Reed, VMS will have cash flow. We're not going away, and that helps us maintain and build our technical team. We've got outstanding geologists that are coming to us because they know they're going to have a job. There's many juniors, and it's been well documented, that are running out of money. And many of them have substantial projects. And one of the things we're going to be doing, Michael, is looking for our next project. And it may come out of a distressed situation. Sad to say in terms of the guys that are working hard to run these companies, but it's bleak. There hasn't been a lot of money gone to mining in 2012, and I don't see it brightening up quickly. So we're going to continue to work on our assets, which are, if you like, more definable, and push hard and keep the market aware of what we're doing, and we'll take a good hard look at what's available inside, as I say, many of these distressed situations.
You have some activity, you have some drilling, you announced some winter drilling programs. Why would you be doing some winter drilling in Manitoba?
Well, it's interesting. One of my directors the other day was saying, are we spending money? Are we doing the right thing in a market where drill results, unless they're spectacular, don't matter? Well, in fact, we raised flow-through in the market about 14 months ago. We have $1.2 million in the bank, which is flow-through money. It was designed specifically to drill in Manitoba. The drill season, interestingly enough, is quite short in Manitoba. The ideal drill season, it's in the winter when the ground is frozen. So while we raised it in 2012, we're now spending that $1.2 million in 2013. We have the second largest land package in the Snow Lake Flin Flon VMS belt behind Hudbay. And we've got 20 advanced targets that we've been working on for the last 3 years, and those are the targets we're drilling using that flow through. That drilling will likely be finished mid-March, perhaps end of March, and results should be out in May.
With the market being soft it is right now, and you have activity right now, do you notice is it easier to get things done? Is been able to control costs?
Well, I think you're certainly in a competitive bidding situation. For example, tending a drill contract, we're going to have lots of guys coming to us who are sharpening their pencils. It still costs money to do business, and the most expensive thing you can do in this business is drilling. So yes, we understand that that's a necessary cost that we have to face even in a bad market. But I think with our flow-through money that we raised to use it, good idea, do it, get it done, see what these targets are worth. It's really going to be, what do you do after that? And we're very interested in pursuing new opportunities, and had a meeting this morning with 2 of our guys on the geo team, really trying to make sure that we're deliberate and somewhat structured, if you like, in our efforts to look at new projects. And we've looked at several already, Michael. So that's going to be an exploration activity, if you like, for our geologists. And we've made it clear, and we want our shareholders to know that we are looking actively for the next big opportunity for VMS shareholders while the market is so quiet.
Can you describe what that opportunity might be? What is something that might be a fit with what you're doing?
Well, I mean, people ask me that, are we just looking at copper? Within VMS, I think we'll stay in that base metal space primarily. We want it to be in a politically secure jurisdiction, but a sweet spot might be, what can $5 million do? And if we believe that $5 million is going to make that into an opportunity to raise $50 million because there's a mine, we're going to look at that. So we want a more advanced project. We want to be able to take our expertise in developing VMS deposits and drilling them out and see if we can put it to use in a circumstance where it may be a wonderful project, but the company's just run out of money. We think there are several of those in the market. We've already looked at several. We just can't risk the wrong decision, so we're going to be very careful with that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Michael. My pleasure.